In this video, we're going to take a look at the idea of probability. You probably have experience with this in past courses where you had some formulas and you know that probability is a measure of how likely an event is to occur. More specifically, probability is used to look for patterns in long-term behavior. So let's take a look at an example. In this applet, we have a basketball player who claims to make 80% of their free throws. What we're going to do is we're going to take a shot and we're going to see if in the long run that holds true. So we're going to shoot one basket. They made it. So at this point they make 100% of their free throws. As we continue to make more shots, we'll look for a pattern. So now here's his second shot. He missed it. So now he's only making 50% of his shots. He made the third shot, so now he is a 67% free thrower. Made the fourth shot, so now he's up to 75%. And if we continue this, now he's at 80%. Now he's at a little more than 83%. And we'll continue to shoot many, many shots. And actually, let's go ahead and change this to maybe like 20 shots at a time. And we'll see that we are starting to approach that line, and maybe this is true. Maybe he does really make this many shots. So I think I've clicked a few times. We'll let the applet catch up to my clicking. It looks like he missed a lot there. And now he's at about 70%. Now we can see the true probability here. It looks like he actually makes about 65% of his shots. And if we were to continue to shoot more of these, in the long run, he would get closer and closer and closer to that value. Now returning to our notes here, a few things you need to know about probability. We already said that it measures how likely an event is to occur. If you write your answer as a decimal, your answer will always be somewhere between the numbers 0 and 1. 0 corresponds with an event that will not happen. It's impossible. And 1 corresponds with an event that will always happen. If you write your answer as percentages instead, then they will be between 0 and 100%. Now, there are some common misconceptions about probability that we should take a look at. The first one is about short-term regularity. So, for example, if I were going to flip a coin, you know that if I flipped it many, many times, that overall I should get about 50% heads and 50% tails. But if I just flip a coin one time, you can't really make a prediction about whether it will be heads or tails and be certain of your answer. So you need many, many trials to be able to start to make those predictions. Also, something called the law of averages. This is a false law. This looks at using past results to try to predict future results. This happens oftentimes where someone says that someone is due. Maybe in the basketball player example again, if we know that he makes 80% of his shots, but he's missed the last 4 or 5, someone might say he's due to make the next one. And that's just not true. So the law of averages has to do with many, many, many shots, not just a narrow area or short-term behavior or using it to guess the next outcome based on the previous outcomes.